And now, the Pro Wrestling Report presents the 2009 Pro Wrestling Report Honors, with special appearances by Armando Estrada, Ken Anderson, King Kong Bundy, and Bobby the Brain Heenan, with expert analysis by Meathead and David Hero. And now your host, Damian Nelson.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2009 Pro Wrestling Report Honors. It is a night where you, the wrestling fans all over the world, have determined who the finalists are and, at the end of the day, who the winners are in the Best of Professional Wrestling in 2009. We're going to be announcing the finalists and the winners, and then we're going to have expert analysis from Dave Hero and Meathead after each category. The voting, as I said earlier, was submitted by you, the wrestling fans out there in the world. It was then whittled down to a list of finalists, which you will hear tonight, and then the winner, the person who shall receive the honor for the 2009 Pro Wrestling Report Honors. And let's kick it off with our first category, Breakout Star of the Year. Let's go now to the finalists for the category of Breakout Star of the Year. They are Kofi Kingston, CM Punk, Matt Morgan, and John Morrison. And now, the 2009 Pro Wrestling Report Honors for Breakout Star of the Year goes to CM Punk with some 24% of the votes. CM Punk determined the 2009 Breakout Star of the Year. Let's now go to the man they call Meathead and David Hero for your expert analysis of this particular category.
Thank you, Damian. I got to say, Breakout Star of the Year, a lot of great choices, but without a shadow of a doubt, my number one guy, the guy I've been behind the entire year.
Liar!
Boom, boom, boom. Kofi Kingston.
I hope you're paying attention to this.
Breakout Star. Hey, you know what? He drops the accent. He gets serious.
Okay.
Gets a little bit of an edge and an attitude, and he's elevated within a couple weeks.
Yeah, but the part that I'm calling you on is obviously the guy you've been behind all year. Come on.
Hey,
you weren't behind him. You kept calling him Coffee. In this very studio, you said that guy isn't going any higher than he is right now.
Hey, like Obama, everybody wants change, and I've changed my mind. And Kofi Kingston, I think he's more of a breakout star than CM Punk.
Well, see, the thing with CM Punk is, and the reason I think that you guys picked CM Punk, is CM Punk went to the next level, and that next level was World Heavyweight Champion.
But he was champion before then,
but that one apparently didn't count. That was just a... what do they call that term again?
Breakout star that got hit smacked by the wall, known as The Undertaker. And where has he been since?
No, that's not what I'm talking about. CM Punk, when he first had it, was a transitional champion. He was sitting there holding the belt and keeping it warm. This was the year that CM Punk not only won the belt, held the belt, had an interesting feud to go with the belt, and was main event week after week after week on the TV show. Now, your pick was Kofi.
Kofi Kingston, hands down winner.
Actually, my pick was from TNA. It was Matt Morgan. Genetically jacked, athletically stacked. Matt Morgan.
The guy that's teaming with Hernandez right now?
Yeah, and that's okay. Because Hernandez is going to be the breakout star of 2010 or 2010. So that's our breakouts. That's your breakout. Let's go back to Damian.
Thank you, guys. Interesting perspective for sure on that category. 24% of the votes, CM Punk, the 2009 Breakout Star of the Year. Our next category in the 2009 Pro Wrestling Report Honors is Match of the Year. The best professional wrestling match in the year 2009 so far, as deemed by you, the Internet Wrestling community. Let's go to the finalists. They are, from WrestleMania 25, the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. From SummerSlam, Jeff Hardy versus CM Punk. And from WWE SmackDown, John Morrison versus Rey Mysterio. And the 2009 Pro Wrestling Report Honor, with 66% of the votes, goes to The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25. Now let's go back to our panel for discussion on this particular category. Dave, Meathead, your thoughts. Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, Match of the Year.
Thank you, Damian. Match of the Year is going to be, real obvious for me. HBK Taker, obviously that's what you guys picked. Dave, you picked.
Well, I mean, obviously I got to pick Undertaker and Shawn Michaels as Match of the Year, but, I mean, I was really cheering for my main girl, Alicia Fox and Melina, but, of course, you guys didn't vote for that. But, yeah, I mean, best Match of the Year, probably like even in the past, probably the best match since The Rock versus Hulk Hogan was Taker and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
old school. You know, you guys were, we were sucked in. We believed, not too sure which way it was going to go. Just the little things, which were so important. There weren't a whole bunch of high spots.
The details.
And you know what? It's just back to the old simple smash mouth wrestling, 80s wrestling. The old school way, and it showed all the young guys do all the backflips, ladder matches, everything else you want. At the end of the day, if your match tells a compelling story, the fans are going to love it.
Exactly, and we've heard before, guys say that you don't, make your character about your body. You make it about what you do in the ring, about the story you tell in the ring. And guys that, technically can't really go anymore. You got a guy like Taker who's, he only saves it up for the big show. And you got a guy like Shawn Michaels who only has it in spurts now because of the age and the toll on his body. Well, when they're ready and when they want to, they can put together the match of the year.
Damien, the experts agree. WrestleMania 25, Undertaker and Shawn Michaels.
The next category, as the 2009 Pro Wrestling Report Honors continues, is Broadcast Team of the Year. And let's go to the finalists. They are from WWE SmackDown, Jim Ross and Todd Grisham. From TNA Impact, Don West and Mike Today. And from ECW, the team of Josh Matthews and Matt Stryker. And the 2009 Pro Wrestling Report Honors, with 36% of the votes, goes to the team of Josh Matthews and Matt Stryker from ECW. And now for the panel picks and discussion of your pick, let's go back over to Meathead and Dave Hero.
Thank you, Damien. I got to go with everybody else. Josh Matthews and Matt Stryker. I never, in my wildest dreams, would have thought the former Tough Enough kid, Josh Matthews, would ever become, a good announcer.
Not only a announcer, but the announcer of the year and the team of the year.
And Matt Stryker, who just gets better and better every week. His knowledge, he just makes things more interesting.
Yeah. He's, again, I've used this reference before, he's like a young school, Mike Tenay. He's got, an intellect, his verbiage. I mean, obviously Matt Stryker.
Used to be a teacher.
Former high school teacher. The reason I picked Josh Matthews, not to say that Josh is the announcer of the year, kind of like I just mentioned before, but they're the team of the year because they're the most cohesive when they work together.
And really, they have the hardest job in all of TV. They're calling matches with virtually unknowns.
Right. And they're selling it to us. So, Damien, team of the year, just like Dave Hero and Meathead, team of the year.
Thank you, guys. Now it's time to honor the most shocking moment of the year. 4 finalists in this category, and all of them were doozies, to say the least. The first is Shane McMahon leaving World Wrestling Entertainment. Hulk Hogan signing with TNA Wrestling. Edge entering the Elimination Chamber at No Way Out. And WWE releasing Ken Kennedy. And the 2009 Pro Wrestling Report honor, with 36% of the votes, goes to the signing of Hulk Hogan with TNA Wrestling. A shocking moment for sure. Let's go down to the panel for picks, discussion, and analysis.
Now, you have picked Hogan to TNA. That's not my opinion, and that's not Dave's opinion, and I'm going to tell you why that's not my opinion. Hogan was a free agent that could go and do whatever he wanted to, so there was always a possibility that he can go to TNA. But did you ever think that a McMahon would leave the McMahon family and go off and want to not be associated with what made him who he is?
You know what's amazing is that we've agreed on way too much so far. Kind of scares me.
Yeah.
And at first, Hogan with TNA, huge newsworthy. That's a big story anywhere. Anytime Hogan goes anywhere, it's a big story. But then when you really think about it, Shane McMahon having a falling out with his father and saying, hey, enough is enough, I'm out of here, and left the company.
Yeah.
A company that he's really an heir to, along with Stephanie.
Yeah.
So anytime something like that happens, you got to wonder, okay, what's going on? And yeah, it didn't make huge headlines the way Hogan did, but it really is bigger when a big part of the foundation of the WWE, which is their global marketing president, leaves the company.
Yeah, it's like one of the DeMarinis not being a part of the family and opening up his own DeMarinis.
DeMarinis?
Never mind.
All right, Damien, I guess most shocking, DeMarini's opening up their own place. Back to you.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Meathead. Next category on the 2009 Pro Wrestling Report honors is TNA Pay-Per-View of the Year. And the finalists are Slammiversary, Lockdown, and Bound for Glory. And the 2009 Pro Wrestling Report honor with 52% of the votes goes to TNA's Bound for Glory, the TNA pay-per-view of the year. Meathead and Dave, your thoughts, your picks, and analysis on that category.
Thanks, Damien. You know, Bound for Glory is a sexy pick because that's TNA's Super Bowl. I don't want to use the other company's name. But, I mean, it was shocking. For me, Samoa Joe climbing up the ladder, hugging Kurt Angle, handing him the belt. Who would have thought that that was going to happen? So, I mean, I guess as far as impact for the TNA company itself, Samoa Joe joining the Mafia, that makes Slammiversary that much more of an eventful pay-per-view for me.
I'd want to, have a differing opinion some point in this very program, but I don't. It's exactly those reasons. Who knew that Joe, who was supposed to be leading the front line, not that it mattered that much, but that's what made the pay-per-view. Bound for Glory, in my opinion, this year in 2009 actually kind of fell short of what it should have been.
It was very disappointing.
Yeah, it was a letdown. Not because we weren't there this year, but because it just didn't have that feel.
Well, you weren't invited.
Yeah. Anywho, Damien, we're not agreeing with the fans on this one, but we're going to throw back to you and keep the show rolling.
Thank you very much for that analysis, guys. And now it's time to take a look back at 2009 and take a look at some of these superstars from the world of professional wrestling who saw their last year in 2009.
This might be the last time you hear me say these words. And amigo, Eddie, friend, Uso. We'll cross paths again, amigo, in the big sky. I'll see you soon. The Samoan Bulldozer! Ooh, my God.
Next category on the 2009 Pro Wrestling Report Honors, Tag Team of the Year. And the finalists are Jericho, Beer Money, and the Motor City Machine Guns. And the 2009 Pro Wrestling Report Honor, with 47% of the votes, goes to the team of Jericho. The 2009 Pro Wrestling Report Honors Tag Team of the Year. Gentlemen, clearly going to be some interesting discussion on this one, and your picks on this category, Tag Team of the Year.
It's unanimous. I mean, we all picked Jericho. You picked Jericho. I picked Jericho. Dave picked Jericho. But to be honest, it doesn't lessen the effect of beer
Money?
or the Motor City Machine Guns. Motor City Machine Guns are going to be talents
They
in
go
the
like
company.
this, right? Or like,
It's actually like right
yeah,
there.
something like that.
I point to the scar.
You know what the problem is with Beer Money and the Machine Guns? Is as soon as they get some steam, they're cut off right away. So they really don't ever have a chance to go to that next level. I mean, the Machine Guns are on TV, they're off TV, on and off. Beer Money, you don't know if they're a babyface or a heel. Jericho, whenever Vince needed somebody to come through with the home run, they always went to Jericho. Big Show.
Not only Jericho,
Chris
Chris Jericho in particular.
Yeah, I mean, both those guys were studs, no matter if it was with the guest referees or to try to get another tag team like Crime Time over. They put them in a program with them. You know, they've always been the ones to answer the call.
Yeah.
Damien, it's Jericho.
Thanks, guys. Next category in the 2009 Pro Wrestling Report Honors is WWE Pay-Per-View of the Year. Let's go to the finalists. They are SummerSlam, WrestleMania, and No Way Out. And the 2009 Pro Wrestling Report Honor, with 36% of the votes, goes to WrestleMania 25. Gentlemen, the same event that housed the Match of the Year wins Pay-Per-View of the Year for WWE. Your picks and analysis on Pay-Per-View of the Year from WWE.
Damien, WrestleMania 25. I hate to say it, hands down Pay-Per-View of the Year.
Yeah.
That right there is a show when everyone picks up their A game. And it's the only show we got to see the Miss WrestleMania Battle Royal, won by Santina. That right there.
That's what gilded for me.
That's what
because,
makes it Pay-Per-View of the Year.
to be honest, there were spots on this WrestleMania actually that I didn't like. The Kid Rock performance, poorly placed and poorly executed.
Yeah, but we still thought it was Pay-Per-View of the Year. I mean, anytime you have the feud of Triple H and Randy Orton, where Randy Orton was just being built up as this monster heel to finally get, in the ring with Triple H.
One-on-one this time.
Absolutely. And then plus you get the three-way with John Cena, Edge, and The Big Show. Another great match. Unfortunately, John Cena once again prevails. And then, of course, you got Mickey Rourke and his group of legends.
Yep. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Chris Jericho.
Yeah, I mean, that right there is a WrestleMania moment. The Dragon makes his return.
And a good return as well. The Dragon was able to go in the ring.
Even was part of the following month's pay-per-view.
Yeah, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat looked amazing. So, again, we agree with you, the people. Damien, it seems like it's a landslide. We're all on the same page.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Meathead. And now it is time for the first ever Pro Wrestling Report Lifetime Achievement Award. And we had an opportunity to actually present this award to the recipient at a recent wrestling event from Great Lakes Championship Wrestling. So let's right now go to the footage of this year's presentation of the Pro Wrestling Report Lifetime Achievement Award.
Please give it up for Damian Nelson.
Thank you, Jeff. And I will just simply latch on to what Jeff had to say earlier. Bobby the Brain Heenan, it is an honor and a privilege to be standing in the middle of a wrestling ring with you here. Over 40 years plus in the professional wrestling business. Indeed. Managing greats such as King Kong Bundy, in the AWA, WWF, WWE, the man with probably the greatest commentary in the history of professional wrestling. There is nobody better. We all have our great memorable Bobby Heenan moments. Whether it be calling Reba McIntyre at WrestleMania 8, the constant will you stops from Gorilla Monsoon, the greatness with Ric Flair in 1992. Bobby Heenan, you have done it all in professional wrestling. And Milwaukee holds a very special place in all of our hearts for you. So it is with great pleasure, privilege, and honor that I present to you the Pro Wrestling Report Lifetime Achievement Award for your 40-plus years in the professional wrestling business. Bobby the Brain Heenan, you are a legend, and we thank you so much.
A very special night for sure as we honor Bobby the Brain Heenan with the first ever Pro Wrestling Report Lifetime Achievement Award. It was truly a privilege to be able to stand in the middle of this ring with Bobby the Brain Heenan, and a truly emotional night at GLCW Blizzard Brawl 5 just 1 week ago where we presented that award to the Brain. Meathead, Dave, let's get your thoughts on Bobby the Brain Heenan's career and that moment of presenting him with the PWR Lifetime Achievement Award.
Thank you, Damian. Bobby the Brain Heenan. We obviously, the PWR Pro Wrestling Report was in attendance. Damian in the ring, Frank and myself in the arena, Dave obviously in the ring as well. And if there was a more deserving person to receive this award, I don't know. Because Bobby the Brain Heenan is wrestling. He's wrestling in the Midwest. He's wrestling in the United States. He's wrestling in WWE, WWF. He is wrestling.
When you think wrestling, you think of singles, you think of Hulk Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
Tag teams, you think of the Road Warriors. Manager, you think of Bobby the Brain Heenan.
And the family.
And the Heenan family. And it's like, a guy like Bobby Heenan only comes along once in a lifetime. Bobby started out as a wrestler and then became a manager. Mm-hmm. So he understood everything that goes on in the ring and helped other guys get over.
Correct.
And Bobby, unfortunately, has had some really severe health problems lately. But we were so very fortunate and lucky to have Bobby Heenan come to Milwaukee. Have the mayor of Milwaukee declare Bobby the Brain Heenan Day,
Mm-hmm.
and grace us with his presence, and the fans got to see him, and the PWR showed Lifetime Achievement Award. That's huge.
And not only were we lucky and fortunate to have him in there, we're lucky and fortunate to still have him around to be able to give him this honor because, there's so many times, so many people that you don't get the final chance to say, we love you, thank you for what you've done. We got the opportunity to do that for Bobby.
And as you can see in the video, Bobby has a hard time speaking, but you look in his eyes, he's still the brain. That's still rolling, and he still has the comments. And you may not understand him as well as we did, obviously, in the past, but Bobby the Brain Heenan, when you think of legends, and you think of guys that have gone from the AWA in the 60s and 70s to the WWF in the 80s and early 90s to the WCW, he's been there, he's done that, he's sold the T-shirts. Bobby the Brain Heenan deserves a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Bobby the Brain Heenan, indeed a true legend and a truly courageous man at this point in his life as well. The next category in the 2009 Pro Wrestling Report honors, Female Wrestler of the Year. Not Diva, not Knockout, but overall Female Wrestler of the Year. And the finalists are the TNA Knockouts Champion ODB, Mickie James, Maïs, and Awesome Kong. And the 2009 Pro Wrestling Report honor, with 16% of the votes, goes to Mickie James. Gentlemen, 16% of the votes, not a very strong margin, but a win nonetheless. For Mickie James, the 2009 Pro Wrestling Report honors Female Wrestler of the Year. Gentlemen, your thoughts on that category and your picks.
The Female Wrestler of the Year, not a knockout, not a diva, it's the Female Wrestler of the Year. I can't believe I'm saying that. I mean, of course, Alicia Fox wasn't up once
come
again.
on, man, let it go.
Or Gail Kim, kind of heartbreaking.
Gail Kim right now is an enhancement
You know
talent.
what?
So.
Next year at this time, we'll be awarding Alicia Fox, but I get it. But my choice, Mickie James, Female Wrestler of the Year.
And my choice as well was not Mickie James. I love you, Mickie, but she was not the Female Wrestler of the Year, in my opinion.
Okay.
It actually goes out to the one dirty broad.
Well, here's why. Because Mickie wasn't at Blizzard Ball. You were like oogling and ogling all over ODB.
Has nothing to do with the upskirt camera shots with the low angles.
When she says, Dave, please tell that creepy guy over there to stay away.
Leave Frank out of this discussion.
No. She loved Frank. She felt a little uncomfortable with you. But, Mickie James, ODB, you really can't go wrong with either one of them. ODB definitely, is your breakout star as far as women's wrestling. But Mickie James, once again, whenever they want someone to, save a program or to go in and help somebody, like a Maurice, or a Michelle McCool, help them, I don't want to say enhance themselves, but, try to help them get over. They always
give them more significance, just like they're doing.
They always go to Mickie James because she is a workhorse and she knows how to get stuff
just like
done.
they're doing with Gail Kim. As unfortunate as it is for you, Dave, Gail Kim is an enhancement talent that's being used to put over the others. I mean, where do you see Gail Kim? She's working with Maurice. She's working with Alicia Fox. She's working with those. They're not putting her one-on-one with Melina every week because that would be what we'd want to see. So, Damian, a little difference in opinion, but, what are you going to do?
It's time now for the final category, the top honor. The 2009 Pro Wrestling Report honors Wrestler of the Year. Who was the wrestler that performed the best and gave you, the fans, the best in 2009? Remember, it's fan voting. The Internet Wrestling community submitted not only the nominees, but determined the finalists and determined the winner. And now let's go to those finalists. They are Chris Jericho, Randy Orton, and AJ Styles. And the 2009 Pro Wrestling Report honor for Wrestler of the Year, with 31% of the votes, goes to the Viper, Randy Orton. Gentlemen, Randy Orton, the Wrestler of the Year, the top honor, the highest accolade from the Pro Wrestling Report honors, and determined by the Internet Wrestling community. Let's go now to your pick of those finalists and your discussion and analysis as to the pick of Randy Orton for Wrestler of the Year.
Damian, thank you very much. This is the be-all, end-all, the category of the year in the 2009 Pro Wrestling Report honors. Sorry, I'm all choked up over it.
It's been a great show. You can't beat this.
Your finalists: Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, AJ Styles.
AJ Styles made the finals, huh?
Yeah. You voted for the Viper, Randy Orton. But we voted a little different.
Yeah, I voted for Sheamus. I mean, I think without a shadow of a doubt, he's the best thing going right now. No?
No. I've seen the pre-show notes. That's not.
You know what? This teleprompter isn't working. Wait. Chris Jericho, absolutely Wrestler of the Year.
And Dave, I voted along with you.
You know what? Just like Jericho, whenever they needed somebody to pick up the
Absolutely.
ball and hit that touchdown, Chris Jericho.
I'll give you an analogy here. Between Randy Orton and Chris Jericho, which one was asked to perform on every show?
Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho was asked to carry the legends at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Roddy Piper, Jimmy Snuka, you know, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Even though Ricky didn't need that much carrying, to be honest with you.
But if you think about it, I mean,
It was Jericho calling the match, obviously.
but he was put in a position where it could have failed miserably.
Yeah, he had to
Randy
carry
Orton,
Mickey
Randy
Rourke.
Orton could not have done what Chris Jericho
He had to
has
carry.
done.
He had to carry Mickey Rourke.
A little bit, but there's no way Randy Orton could have been as effective as Chris Jericho has over there.
Yeah.
And same thing with AJ Styles. I don't think AJ Styles is at that level yet where he could carry that kind of a match either.
But this year, AJ Styles was in the finals.
he was.
again, he's
and
moving
you know what?
up.
I'm sure he'll be in the finals next year also.
So your 2009 Pro Wrestling Report honors Wrestler of the Year, as voted on by you, the people, was Randy Orton.
And there was
So-
a 15% difference?
Wow,
Really? That many of you were wrong?
that sucks.
That's okay. I mean, they'll get it right next year.
That's okay. Hey,
You
do you
know?
want to be right or do you want to be happy?
And for me, I'm both. I'm right and happy. But you know what? The PWR Honors, amazing show. I mean, who would have thought I would have picked Kofi Kingston for Breakout Star?
No one.
You know, I mean, just the way we saw the tallies. Out of the 9 categories, the fans agree with me on 5 of them. They agree with you on 4. So they're obviously listening to me a little bit more than you.
Don't
But,
listen to me.
you know,
Just agree with me.
The PWR Awards, it's amazing. It's been fun. Bobby Heenan tribute, Kofi Kingston, CM Punk.
Everybody that passed this year, unfortunately, that moved on as well.
But yeah, the PWR show, the honors. I'm looking forward to next year.
Honors. That's what she said.
Alicia Fox, she'll be the Women Wrestler of the Year. Sheamus will be Wrestler of the Year. Tag team.
No, the breakout will be Chris Masters for his peck dance.
You know what? That is pretty funny.
It's-
That for me is Gimmick of the Year.
Oh, come on.
You gotta love it.
Oh, I didn't say I didn't. Wow. Pro Wrestling Report honors. Thank you, Damien. We've had fun. It's been a lot more fun being away from you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the 2009 Pro Wrestling Report honors. Let's review the winners as they have been announced tonight. Firstly, Breakout Star of the Year, CM Punk. Match of the Year, the Heartbreak Kid versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 25. Broadcast Team of the Year, Josh Matthews and Matt Stryker from ECW. Most Shocking Moment of the Year, Hulk Hogan signing with TNA Wrestling. TNA Pay-Per-View of the Year, Bound for Glory. Tag Team of the Year, Chris Jericho and The Big Show. WWE Pay-Per-View of the Year, WrestleMania. Female Wrestler of the Year, Mickie James. Wrestler of the Year, Randy Orton. And of course, the recipient of the 2009 Pro Wrestling Report Honors Lifetime Achievement Award, Bobby the Brain Heenan. Thank you so much for tuning in to this very special edition of the Pro Wrestling Report. It is the honors, and each year we give you, the fans, the opportunity to determine who is the best in the professional wrestling world. So again, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon here from the Pro Wrestling Report.